from kitchens to life, and I am an induction cooking superfan. I want to share with you my love for induction cooking and really how I became a superfan first. I'm also going to be doing a lot of cooking. So there are so many great things about electric kitchens as a whole, but induction absolutely has my heart. I want to share with you a little bit of background. I've been a private chef for some very amazing clients in my life, but I've also been a corporate chef in the appliance world. My job is to go around the country actually with this company, Monarch, and tell people how to use their appliances, show them what to do, teach them about different features and benefits across all different price points and all different technologies. So I did that many years ago with this company. It's an honor to be back here today. But I absolutely fell in love with induction. I started cooking on induction cooking many years ago, and it has absolutely evolved since then, and I loved it then. What my last corporate chef job with a different company, I actually was cooking side by side almost every day at work with a 19,500 BTU gas range. It's great. And then right next to it, this innocent looking induction top like this one. I absolutely started to say, why aren't we selling as much induction, if not more, than gas? Based not only on the things that we're starting to really understand, which is air pollution and safety and all of those other things, and yes, easy to clean, I'll show you that, but even more so for me in the beginning was cooking power and control. I want to show you what I mean because it's awesome. Every time I do this stuff, I'm a little bit flabbergasted. So this is a really fun induction cooktop. Keep in mind, a cooktop is a drop-in piece. So this right here, cooktop, right? So I'm going to use this, and what's really tricky about induction is the interfaces are all a little different. So one thing that is true is, yes, you've got to learn like couple new things. Now this is a lot of fun. Again, this is a decor top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to boil water. And if you've learned about induction, you've seen this done many times. This is cold, okay? It's not like pre-boiled. And I'm going to put it on Power Boost. Power Boost is going to get this party started so quickly. Now you may know, you're probably doing some research, induction doesn't work by getting hot and transferring the heat. What it does is it has copper coils underneath. They begin to get electrified and they make a magnetic connection with the pan. Now, one myth that is so pervasive is you have to buy all new cookware when you get induction. Nearly all cookware these days is induction friendly. Yes, there's a few things. You might have a funny little pot that you might have had for years, but I'm telling you, from inexpensive triple ply to fancy all-clad, this is a Wolf triple ply, I think. I've got a little cast iron pan. There's so much in all price points, and all you need to do is take a magnet, stick it to it, and if the magnet sticks, you're good. And I love that. So don't think that that is something that is the case, because it's really not the truth anymore. I even have a wok. I have this incredible wok that I'll do other videos on, and it is big flat bottom wok. It cooks beautifully. So I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in this water, actually a good amount, because I'm going to boil some pasta in this. I already see, I've already have bubbling and things going on. This dish I'm going to actually show you is my chicken scallopini. So I'm going to get this started. Now, another thing about induction is if I try to put this on and there's no pan there, it's not going to connect, right? So you're incredibly safe. Now, I understand people that say, you know, I like the visual cues, right? I get that. Well, this one's really fun. This decor, look, it has a little blue line, and actually that reflects on the bottom of my pan, and it creates what looks like a blue flame, and it has different heights as you go up in power, so it's kind of amazing. Now, one thing when you do cook with induction, this is true, you gotta have all your stuff prepped. If you're not ready to go, this is gonna go, and it's gonna go very quickly. So yes, one thing that is true is you have to be ready to work a little more quickly, or just turn things down. You don't necessarily have to go blasting on high heat. So I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil blend here So for my chicken scallopini, I've got pounded chicken. And again, get it all ready because this thing is going, all right? So when I move the pan and lift it up, by the way, it shuts down, but just for a moment. It then says, hey, are you still there? Not exactly like that, but now one of the things that's really changed with induction over the past several years is how intuitive. Now I told you that yes, the interfaces are a little bit different, and some even have knobs. You can get induction range from Fisher-Paykel and has knobs. So here, again, don't just start chit-chatting. So in this recipe, which I'll share with you, there I have a really nice seasoned flour, and I'm going to put this right in. This is pounded chicken breast, and we're going to do medium-high heat saute, just kind of getting the oil underneath there. I can hear the sound of cooking, people. You always do want to have ventilation going on no matter what, but you know what's amazing with induction? You don't have to have those gigantic range hoods, but you do need to have ventilation going on. One of the biggest concerns and things we're learning about today with gas cooking is that there is an enormous amount of indoor air particulate. You've probably just learned something about that, right? And so it's crazy what we accept in terms of the toxicity created from the fumes, the gas, and all the extra heat and particulate that's going on in a gas range or cooktop, right? So I will show you a couple fun things. I do have to kind of go on this. I almost have boiling water here. Yes, so good. And I've got, what I'm trying to get here is a good amount of browning, just light browning though, because this is a very quick cooked dish. The other ingredients I've got some stock and some wine, okay? And I'm going to deglaze the pan, and that means that I'm going to, once I get this beautiful color going on here, I'm going to flip these for just a moment, and then I can actually turn this off, the word off, right? I'm going to let that just finish in the pan, and I want to get all of those beautiful brown bits out of the pan. So I will deglaze with wine. Now, one danger that you have when you're cooking with gas, so whether this is on, actually let me leave it on. Whether you're cooking with gas or when you're cooking with gas and you're pouring alcohol into something, it can flame right up into your face. Not very fun, right? So usually I'll do several batches of the chicken, but I've done some in advance. So I'm going to add now the chicken stock, and I'm going to finish this dish. There's actually two versions of it. You can finish it in the oven, or you can finish it right here on your induction cooktop, or gas, if you have that. But we're trying to change that, right? So I'm going to put this in. You can opt to have prosciutto on this if you'd like, or leave it out. So this is just a beautiful dish. Now I deglazed earlier, so I have some nice flavorful liquid here. I'm going to put this right in. So I've got speed, I've got cleanliness. We're going to talk about that because that's absolutely a big bonus. Now what I'm going to do, and when this is off, I'll show you a little bit about the heat in a moment. I'm just going to turn this up slightly and get this finished. So lemon zest, it's the beautiful outer part of the lemon. I'm just kind of dusting that on here. I probably don't want this sticker. I did wash these, I swear. I just won't zest that part. Good times. So I'm going to just put that beautiful flavor on here. And then what I like to do is I like to sprinkle sage on here. So I just tear up the sage into these wonderful little bits. I've turned this onto a medium. So most induction pieces now have a boost, which is super fast, and then you can go down in temperature. Now when people say, oh, you don't have control, I have so much more control cooking on induction because number one, I can really start to I'm not having to look down, change the temperature, see how it's going. I can just simply adjust, and you get so used to those numbers correlating with a certain amount of power, and I love that. To me, when I cook on gas, it's like cooking on an oven that doesn't have a dial, temperature dial, right? So this, I know I've got it on 5.5, 5.5. I'm gonna just scoot it down now because my power is rocking and rolling. So this is a fabulous dish we have here. And I can even turn this off, all right? The last thing I'll do here is just do a little sprinkling of my tomatoes. And if you'd like, you can put a little fresh mozzarella on this. And then all you're trying to do is just make sure the chicken gets cooked through. It only needs a few moments. And then maybe melt the cheese just a tiny bit, right? So my last thing that I love to do on this is just a little dusting of parm. If you like, you can put this whole thing into the oven if the pan is safe for that. And then just a little slivered Italian parsley. Over here, my water is boiling. So I've got this incredible heat and power. And if you notice, a couple other new things on induction, I'm not worried about putting things on the cooktop. It's incredibly safe. My water has already come back to a boil. I can even boil with paper underneath. It's so wonderful. So beautiful. I almost got my boiling coming right back. And then clean up, people. This has always been true. This is not a new thing. Cleanup on induction is remarkable. So even though I was just cooking here, this is, be aware, there is heat reflected back to this, so be aware. But I can quickly, I've got chef hands, right? I can touch this. Not only that, I can clean it up. It's simple. So I've got a little bit of spray, something like a glass cleaner. If it really gets something a little bit more smudgy on there, you can use something like Barkeeper's Friend. Even certain types of cloths, amazing. So your cleanup is remarkable. And when we're talking about indoor air pollution, we can have all that incredible cooking going on, but it's not dropping onto another hot surface and incinerating, but it's actually landing on a cool surface, much less particulate in the air. For me, induction is about clean, about control. It's about cooking, people. I am an absolute electric kitchen super fan, and my food is almost ready. I hope you've enjoyed this. There's so much to share, but I hope this was at least a little bit of a inspiration to join me at Kitchens to Life as electric kitchen super fans.